Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Donovan here with High Off Blue Hour, and we are going to be looking at the glow and flicker effect in Davinci Resolve Studio 18.5. So I've got some graphics already lined up here. We've got this Batman Returns, Tim Burton Batman from 1992, and we have this animation of a flame burning. And let me just get rid of the audio because we won't need that, but it's an animation of a flame burning. It's just on a black background. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of resize things a little bit, make the flame a little larger, and then we're going to also change the composite mode. To add, so that it's just a transparent background. And then we're going to resize Batman so that he's a little bit smaller. And as usual, we're not trying to win any awards with this. This is just a demonstration. Let me double this up so we can get a proper runtime. Alright, so our clip is going to be about 17 seconds long. So let's press play and just see how all of this looks as is. Press play. We got our flame going. Batman's just standing there. I mean, looks fine enough. You know, nothing crazy, but nothing horrible looking either. Just, you know, two graphical elements overlaid over each other essentially is what we have here. But we can add a few details to make this at least a little bit more convincing of a scene, right? And those details we're going to add are glow and flicker. So where are these located? You're going to go over here to your toolbox, go all the way down to where it says open effects. You're going to click that arrow, drops down to filters, click that arrow, and you got resolve effects. So click that. Now you're going to go over here into the resolve effects section where you have resolve effects blur and all of the blur effects that go along with it, resolve effects color, all of the color effects. It goes down to resolve effects generate, resolve effects key, light, all of that type of stuff. But we're going to first go over here to resolve effects color, and we're going to go down here to where it says flicker addition. So we're going to take that and we're going to drag it over and drop that on to Batman. And now in the inspector tab, let's make sure Batman is selected. And now in the inspector tab, go over here to where it says effects. You click that and you'll see flicker addition is now here in the effects area, and it's activated, indicated by the red light, I guess. Flicker addition is activated, and this is how you modify the flicker effect. But let's just press play and see how it looks as is with the flicker effect. So it kind of looks like Batman is basically standing under a fluorescent light in a haunted office building or something like that. So we do have the flicker effect going on, but the flicker effect doesn't necessarily match up with the flame that's burning in front of Batman, right? And you might hear my computer right now. My computer is crying out right now for mercy. So hopefully it's not too loud, but I can't hear it. I can hear it myself, so maybe you can too. But so we want to alter this flicker a little bit. I'm not going to go too deep into it to try to get it perfect, but there's some changes that could be made to it. So maybe you want to take the speed down some so that that flicker is going a little bit slower. Maybe you want to bump the smoothness up some or take it down, depending on just what you prefer. Let's leave it, I guess, in the general, just leave it like that. Range can be affected as well. If you take range up, what that is going to do is make it so that the bright side of the flicker effect is extra bright, extra kind of washed out, really. Not a good look, actually. So we're going to take that back down to where it was. But you can go further down in flicker quality. You can affect the pause length, randomness scale, the intervals between the pauses, or how long the pauses last, all of that type of stuff. But we're going to leave a lot of that the way it is just for time purposes. So we have flicker there, which adds an element. You know, this adds something to this, but because of it still looks kind of off, like it looks like he's in an office building, right? So what we're going to do is now let's add glow. So where is glow? You go down to in the Resolve Effects area, you go down here to Resolve Effects Light. This is also where in a previous video we accessed the light rays effect. But we're going to deal with the glow. So we're going to take glow and we're going to drag it over and drop it onto Batman. Now for some reason when I add glow to my character, you get this kind of outline, this kind of fuzzy whitish bluish outline going around Batman. Now that's there when just the timeline is just sitting like this, but once you press play, that's not there anymore. So you know, I don't know if other people get that. I might be getting it because I have a rather low powered computer, so that might just be something that it does, but I just want you to know that's not really an issue in terms of the final product. It's just for some reason it's there when the timeline is still, but it's not there when the video is actually playing. So anyway, so we have glow now added to Batman, and so glow is also in the effects section in the inspector tab. So you have flicker edition, and then right below that you have glow. And again, like the flicker edition, like anything that's in the inspector tab, you can alter and edit the parameters in the effect. So in this case, what I want to do is let me zoom in a little bit. What I want to do is I want to bring the shine threshold down a little bit. And then what that's going to do is that's going to make the glow effect affect certain regions. If you hover over every parameter long enough, you'll get a message that pops up that kind of explains what the parameter does. Shine threshold, control which regions are bright enough to glow. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring my shine threshold, I'll go to about right here maybe. Let's just leave it there. Let's see what we get here. And then we're going to go down, and then we have spread, which of course kind of self-explanatory. Spread is going to control how far the glow spreads out or how much it spreads out. So let's go to about there. Let's just press play right now to see where we're at. All right, now one of the more important things, I'm going to go down here. I'm going to skip a few things, but I'll come back to them. I'm going to go down here, do color filter, click that, and instead of selecting one of these sample colors in the little boxes, I'm going to go to pick screen color so that I can sample a color from the actual screen. We're going to go here, and I want to sample some color from the actual flame. Go about right there. Okay. And then we're going to go up here to our gain. Raise that up some. Gamma, which for gamma, that's how the glow spreads out. We're going to raise that up. Not too much, not too crazy. Maybe right there. Just leave it right there a little bit. And then for my composite, the composite type, I'm going to actually change this to difference. A lot of times my default is add, because just add as a composite type works so well with just so many different things I do. But for this, I'm going to go to difference, and you get a lot more darker, moodier of a look to Batman. And then this opacity, let's see here, we want it up higher. Let's kind of leave opacity, maybe just leave opacity where it was. I'll raise it just a couple notches. All right, so let's see how this looks now. Press play. And actually, let me zoom out. I forgot I zoomed everything in. All right, so there we go. Also too, I guess yeah. All right, so let's see how this looks now. So you see we have the flicker effect going on. We have a little bit of the glow going on. I'm not as happy with the glow, because the glow is just kind of, it's there. Like you see the orange hue a little bit, but it's not covering as much as I feel like it should cover. So let's go back in here, go down to glow. Let's make the spread a lot larger. And let's go down here. Let's make saturation stronger. And let's see. Okay, let's make the gamma. Let's try that. Raise that gamma some. Let's see what we get here. Let's take the gamma down just a little bit more. Take that gain up. In composite type, instead of difference, let's go for... Oof, I don't know if I like that screen. Alright, so here we have our glow going and we have our flicker going. And we've got our flame going, and they seem to be working together pretty well. One of the changes I'm going to go ahead and make before we end this video. Let's go to Batman. Alright, so there you have it. We've got the glow and the flicker effect working together to kind of add a little bit more detail to this setup, where we have Batman standing in front of a burning flame. Now, to really kind of drive home the difference in everything, let's go to the effects. What we're going to do is, let's see what this looks like with flicker and glow turned off. Now this is the setup with flicker and glow turned off. But then when we go back and let's turn flicker and glow on. Now we have this. So obviously a lot more kind of atmospheric and realistic, in quotations, quote unquote realistic. I know none of it really looks real, but the more realistic, detailed composition to have flicker and glow working together. Alright, so that's the video, you guys. Once again, this wasn't the most precise artistic way of doing all of this. This was more so just to show, you know, as usual, more so just to show the functionality of everything and where everything is located. You know, find your groove and what you're trying to do, and what's going to work best for you in terms of how you manipulate and edit and use all of these different tools and parameters. So I know what I showed you. Again, we're not winning any awards, but that is how these tools function. So there you go, glow and flicker effect in Davinci Resolve. Thank you for watching. Catch you on the next one.